vital murder. We also have to get more people involved, not only from the theoretical point of view, but get more people in such a cannot leave out this profession as a law profession, or people studying to be lawyers. So today we're going to talk about a new program here for this year. But going back, we're just going to have some people get involved with us, and it's a young lady, Dr. Minnie Adams, by say like the Bloodstone, we go a long way back. She's setting up the program, and like for to identify what the program is, the mission, what they're trying to do, and the different things they got involved in. Also, hopefully we got her assistant now.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We don't. That's, yeah. That's 417-894.
Yeah, not on here. Not on here. Not on here. Yes, I got you. We have Dr. Adams, so.
We do?
Yes.
Dr. Adams, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, we're going to have to make sure I have the right numbers down for you, and the numbers that you can reach me, I think I gave you earlier for
Yes, I do have that.
Okay, so we can further discuss some things that we think are very vital to our community. But first of all, what is your program? What is the mission? And how do you plan to get more people in that particular profession involved?
Well, I am the director of the Kansas City Youth Court, the Kansas City Youth Court. And Kansas City Youth Court's been around since 1992. And it's a peer diversion program based on a national teen court model that's been proven to reduce recidivism. And the whole point of Kansas City Youth Court is sponsored and operated, as I said, by the Kansas City Youth Court. It's a nonprofit corporation. It works in tandem with the Jackson County Family Court and the Kansas City Police Department and several other schools in an effort to reduce juvenile delinquency in Kansas City. The Youth Court aids in developing a respect for the knowledge of the criminal justice system, both among those who are members and those who will come in contact with the Youth Court. It's comprised of students between the ages of 12 and 19 who live within the Kansas City School District or who attend the Kansas City School District school. The Youth Court is funded by a contract with the Jackson County Community-Based Anti-Drug Tax Comeback. So the kids come to us and they're recruited from the police department as well as the family court. And those students come to us. It's a very neat program. I don't know if you know anything about the program, but or heard of the program. But we teach kids how to be attorneys, judges, lawyers. Matter of fact, we just finished a training today. It was last Saturday and this Saturday from 8 to noon. They learn all kinds of things, such as the role of a defense attorney. We talked about how the referral process is. We talked about the background and purpose of the program. We talked about what's the role of a judge, what's the role of a court attorney. And then today we went over ethics in law, elements of a crime, processing and sentencing. The students were involved in taking a pre-test, and then today they took their bar exam. On Wednesday, which is the graduation, June the 28th, at 7 p.m., well, it really starts at 6:30, they'll have their graduation at UMKC. So it's a fantastic program geared for those students who are wanting to know more about the law. This program gives the kids a wide range of opportunities to learn, to have their voice, to hear their voice. It's good for them in school. You know, you hear so many kids say when they're in school, why are they searching my lockers? They're not supposed to search my lockers. Well, Well, the more knowledge we give the kids, the more they can use it at school. They can tell their other kids it's peer-to-peer, so they're judging their peers. And now they have a wider range of knowledge. When the kids say, why are they searching my lockers, or why they're searching my backpack, and my kids will say, yes, they can do that. Read the handbook. So it's knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the better you do. That's what our program is all about.
Okay, but before that, I'm very familiar with the Jackson County Combat. Well, they get their funding, and then they set up a program to outreach to get other people involved. Now, are you just dealing with the Kansas City, Missouri school district, or is it a citywide program?
We're dealing with Kansas City, Missouri School District, Hickman Mill School District, and any other school districts that wish to join us.
So it's a metro type deal.
Kansas City, yes.
Miss Dr. Adams, could you kind of give and we're going to play this back next Saturday, okay? Will you kind of give the people your particular background in this, how you got involved and was selected to head up this program?
Well, my background has been in law enforcement. I was with Kansas City, Missouri Police Department for 11 years. 5 of those 11 years I was sergeant over robbery, and then homicide and sex crimes over the weekends. So 11 years with Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. And then I've taken a job. I went over to Johnson County Community College, and I was a dean there over career pathways, which this program is a career pathway initiative. It's one of the career pathways. And now I work for the Grandview School District as a behaviorist, working with students who have behavior issues, behavior problems. So it's kind of really meshes together real well, dealing with those students.
Okay, my name is MC Richardson. I'm the moderator and the host of this show, Guess Who's Coming to Kansas City. We have a distinguished gentleman, and we want to touch base with them. Ferguson, St. Louis, and it could be anywhere. That we all have the same problem of the violent crime. We have any more. It doesn't make any difference what your sex is. It could be a child, it could be a teenager, it could be a male, or it could be a female. People don't care anymore. Now, homicide rate, they say, will probably erase the current figure in Jackson County. So we have as a guest Dr. Minnie Adams, distinction person, a person whom I say I've been knowing for years, and hopefully we got her assistant on the show with us. Have we reached her yet?
No, we haven't, MC.
Okay, well, on the first place, let me do this, Dr. Adams. We have Mr. Our folks. He's with the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce. He's also one of the co-hosts of this show. And he's, represent Missouri, St. Louis, where you know the crimes and murders are going out of reach in St. Louis or Missouri, period. So I know he has some questions on how we can work together and some good points that they need to get started, if not already in progress in the area that he's in.
Thank you for letting me be part of the show. Dr. Adams, first of all, just listening to, what you just laid out there, what the program does. I guess my first question is, do we have something similar to that here in St. Louis?
I'm not sure if you do. You probably do a youth court, probably so, but I'm not sure. There's one in Grandview. There's one in Independence. So they're all over. But I'm not sure if St. Louis has one. I'm quite sure. If not, they need to have one. If not, they can.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was about to say that. And I also, here in St. Louis, I also represent, the chamber represents the whole state of Missouri, okay? But primarily here in St. Louis County, our crimes kind of merge together because we just about this just this past week ago. Tonight, we just had I guess you call it a mass shooting, where only one person was killed, where 11, I think maybe 11 kids were actually shot, and it was like an impromptu get-together in the office building, which was something new here for this area, where someone let to the building on the 5th floor, and one lady got trampled coming out the steps, which made me paralyzed. But in this, yes, man, it was very, very tragical. But having said that, our mayor has motivated several things to try to deal with the problems here in St. Louis. In that she's now with the Urban League here in St. Louis, also with other organizations to create what we have our youth centers here. We have one in the South St. Louis. Open those centers up so they have programs to keep the kids off the street during the daytime as much as they possibly can. Like programs, most as you know, years ago they did have a YMCA, different programs that we all could go to. But right now, those things have all gone away. So I guess my question to you would be, here in St. Louis County, we also have a grand problem also of the kids that were involved in shooting in downtown St. Louis. Most of the kids live in the county. And so we definitely need a program here in St. Louis. And if we don't have one, I will take on the duty, of reaching out to the county executive and to the mayor here, whoever I need to talk to, see how we can duplicate this program. Because what you describe is an excellent program to explain to young people, excuse me, questions that the kids don't need answers to.
I think the most important thing to remember about this program is that it's a peer program. They are judging their peers. So peer to peer. It's easier for a kid to tell another kid, why are you acting a fool? Or why are you doing that? Than you and I. Sometimes peer to peer, and it works. Statistically, it's proven that it does work. But one of the things that's happening nationwide, our kids are out of control. There are solutions, but we have to work together collectively to solve the problem. One person can't solve it, but it takes all of us together looking at the root cause of these problems. We have so many kids that are homeless. We have a lot of kids that are suffering from mental illness. The issues go on and on and on until everybody do a step-up program and get to the root causes of these things. Kids need places to go. You're absolutely right. They don't need to be in the street. But when they're left alone, and parents need to be more involved. Every parent should know, where's my kid after 7 o'clock? Where are they? Parents need to step up, do their part. The community needs to step up and do their part. And the kids need to step up and do their part. So all of us working in tandem together is the only way you're going to stop the shootings and stop the crime. And you need to get to the root cause of it. Why are they doing it? Why is it so easy that you can shoot your brother? Why is it so easy to do that? Communication skills. Get off the social media. Get off of the TikTok and all of these things. We need, and our kids need to be in school. They need to be learning something. Those are the only ways that we're going to be able to reverse some of the issues that we're having.
Dr. Adams, one of the things, that just came out in the last couple of days that was very, very shooting, there's a shooting that took place this past weekend. They have on TV a group of maybe 6 young men, and most of these young men attended the party this past weekend, and they all got guns. And I'm not going to ask the question. The gun laws must really, feed into this program, feed into the violence that we're having, because I know it does. Right now, the availability of guns right now, there was a time that people had knives, cut through a rock, or get mad at you and have a fight with you. But when guns, the kids can't get them themselves, they can take their parents' guns, or they can get their brother's guns, or they get somebody's gun, and they go to these parties, and in there, the problem is that 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, these kids, most of the damage is being done is, I know here in St. Louis County, is after 11 o'clock at nighttime, and you go downtown St. Louis, you think it's broad daylight, where kids are just living in the streets. And there's no supervision at home that the parents have let their kids go where they want to go.
And that goes back to just what I said, accountability.
Yeah.
Parents should know where their kids are. Law enforcement can do so much. Teachers can do so much. All of these programs can do so much. But it all starts with the home and the family. That's where it starts. So if you don't know where your kid is at 10 o'clock at night, and if you don't go in your child's room and look and see what's going on in your room, it has to begin at home. It all begins at home. Now, I know kids live differently. Everybody doesn't live with their parents. Sometimes they're a single parent. Some kids live with their grandma, their auntie, and some kids are in foster care. I mean, family is defined so many different ways now. But whoever is responsible for that child, there's a level of accountability for that person who's taking care of that student. There's a level of accountability, and it's not being met. And until we start putting those things in motion and in action, and I've talked to some parents, and they tell me, I can't do anything with them. So then if you can't, then what's the next step?
Now, that's the part that bothers me the most, Dr. Adams, that to hear a parent tell me, okay, that I can't do anything with my kid, and I thank God, that my kids are all grown now, and I got great and grandkids now. But I never had a problem with my child trying to, for me to say I could not control my child. One of the issues, that I have a problem with, and had for many years was that you see a lot of parents around their kids calling by their first name. And to me, that's a path in the wrong direction. That I'm daddy, you're my child, you probably respect me, but if I'm calling you by my first name, there's a bridge that's been taken away of respectability there, or accountability. I'm treat you like any other friend. You think that kind of plays into some of the problems we have nowadays?
Well, I think, getting back to the root cause, you have 14 and 15-year-old parents trying to raise a child when they're a child themselves. So until we begin to look at better programs to help some of the single households, some of the young women trying to raise babies and their babies themselves, what are we doing in our communities to bridge those gaps? We have to always get to the root cause of something before we try to analyze the situation. There's a cause for it all. And how can communities better assist those that are in need? I always believe in strategically doing things. I believe in a SWOT analysis in the community, looking at things like that. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? How can we better do things? What else can we do? Like our program, this is a wonderful program that we have. Working with these kids, getting them, when they have been through our system, our court system, we talk to them. What is the root cause? Why did you do this? Why did you think you needed to do this? What can we help do better? We have a social worker also. We look into all kinds of programs for that student, that's offended. So we have programs like we have, programs getting involved with the city, knowing what's going on in the city, working with the police department, working with the school.
Okay, how many kids are each one of your sessions? Each class you have, what is it?
It varies. 15, 20 kids a session. But do you mean like our training that we had this morning? Is that what you're speaking of? Or are you talking about the divergent program? The divergent program itself, we've probably, so far, I don't have those numbers, but I think it's over 400 and something this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's a question I was kind of asking because
Yeah.
there's power in numbers, you know. There's
Yeah.
power in numbers, you know, and yes.
And our program, our referrals, those are the cases, we get those from the police department, from family court, and the school. So when we're all working in tandem, we're trying to reduce the rate of recidivism. We're trying to make sure those kids don't get back into the system. These are first-time offenders. And these are minor cases like stealing, like trespassing, marijuana charges, burglary, things of that nature. Those are the type cases that the kids adjudicate.
Dr. Adams, let me ask you a question, okay? So what has the kids' response been? The feedback. I'm quite sure you get this. At each class, you guys get a feedback. How much do they appreciate your program, and do you give your kids about the program?
They love the program because it's learning. They're learning. They're interested in the law. They want to know the law, and everybody should know a little bit about the law.
Oh yes.
So these kids they're sold on it. They love it. They want to come. They want to be a part of it. When we had the cases for them to hear, they love it. They're all in it. They learn to break down a case. They look at the evidence. They look at the statutes. So these kids are learning the law. They are learning the law. And when they get a chance to be the judge, it's peer-to-peer. They're judging. You have a judge. You have a prosecutor. You have a defense attorney. So all of these roles are played out. And of course, these are actual cases. Actual cases that they're working. These are not play cases.
Wow.
These are actual cases that they're getting from the police department, as I said, or from the schools, or from the family court. This is how we get our referral cases. So these are actual cases, and they have to complete their sentencing within a certain amount of time, and the sentencing varies. It could be community service, it could be writing a letter, it could be apology, but the social worker is there to referrals. If the student is needing more than that, then the social worker is there to help the student. And there's some mental health issues, and she's there to help them in the refer. And then I was
you kind of like moved around a little bit.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Okay.
So we're working on those skills too, so they can learn to be okay, even when others are not okay. They're needing to learn how to be okay with themselves. And just because someone else is dropping off of a building, you don't have to do that. So it's learning self-esteem and how to like yourself and not what others are doing. So those are the type things that this program allows the kid. And you get to the root cause. Then we get to the root. Why did you do that? There's a reason why you did. Don't tell me you don't know, because you do know. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to work with you. We're going to work.
One of the things, okay, that's true about all of us nowadays is that more so than ever before, we have a lot of kids commit suicide now.
Yes, we do.
And normally, okay, it's because of peer pressure. And also it's because of social media in most cases. That sometimes kids can where it's natural thing to compare each other to each other. That's just how life is. Trained people just always gonna do that. But it's how do you deal with that? And I think in some cases you just mentioned early on that when it's kids raising kids, either baby raising babies, there is a big problem right there. Because in most cases, when these young girls, these young parents, well, especially young girls, when they get pregnant, sometimes they do like they have a support group, but most of them get kicked out the house. Well, I get kicked out the house, okay, so they got to, in some cases, if they have a child or raise a child on their own, they still then trying to figure out how they can take care of their child and have babysitter services, which is normal. It was in the old days, they said, this is for the TV. Now they give them a tablet of some sort and just say, go for yourself. Which is one of the worst things you're about to do, because that's when they go right there, because there was a time that the parents were teaching kids about how to make a baby. Well, nowadays kids have to teach them parents now more so than how to make a baby, but that's blah blah blah. I mean, stuff that even like now with having Google and stuff, everything has its advantages. But now social media is taking consuming the parents, it's also consuming kids. The people they're not watching that, and they should be.
I agree. I think right now, what I see kids are needing is relationship building. They need to be able to have someone that they trust, that they can talk to without being ridiculed. Kids are needing to bond with those people and be able to discuss what's going on in their lives. Our kids go through a lot. They see a lot of kids are working, a lot of kids are helping support the family. They're working, so therefore they feel equal to the mother or the father, whoever's in the home. So our kids sometimes are not playing kids' roles anymore. They're playing kid adult. So
unfortunately, right.
Unfortunately, so the dynamics of the family has changed from what it was 25 to 30 years ago. The whole dynamics has changed. So when we begin to address those things, we need to look at those multitude of issues in all of our communities, through our community organizations, and see, once again, what are some of the causes. And when we begin to look at some of the causes, then we can begin to put together some type of a strategic plan to work to solve some of those issues. But it takes all of us working in tandem to do that. And then the best person to ask what's going on is the kid. What's going on? Sometimes just saying, calling about to them, saying, "Hey man, what's going on? Why are you doing this?" And you realize sometimes. And then my request to everyone that is listening: find a young person, mentor, help, listen to that young person, because sometimes they might not have anyone to listen to them. Listening is crucial, and you know, to build a relationship.
Dr. Adams, one of the things, I don't know if he explained this to you, but today, this program is being heard live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And also, it can be found on Spotify and anywhere you get a podcast. And I'm saying that to say that you can use this again, okay, to your students and to their parents, as they can. A question that we asked today. I remember when my kids, girls, I had 3 girls, especially my older girls. One of the things that they would bring their kids and their friends to me because they know I always listen to them. That's one thing that a child appreciates the most is a parent taking the time to listen to them, let them talk to you, and not you talking to them all the time. But let them know that you can have a conversation. Saying you didn't do this. Matter of fact, I used to take my daughters, my oldest daughter especially, we would go to lunch, go to dinner sometime after school. And when we go to restaurants, and I sit there and like you feel like a regular person, like an adult. You go on the menu, and then we just would talk about what's going on in the world.
Yes. I agree. We need parents to parent. Parents don't sit around with their kids and get high. You don't get high with your kids. You don't get your kids smoking marijuana and you're smoking it. You're drinking with your kids. That's not being a parent. And then you want your kid to respect you. There's not going to be any because he feels that he's equal. So we need to get back to parenting. And for the listeners today, if you know parents that are struggling, churches, pastors, lift your hand to the people that are needing it in your community. Get out of your churches. Get into some of these community meetings. Find out what's going on, where the need is. You have single women, even some men raising children. They need you. So until we begin to do those things, until you come together collectively and look at the issues, solve the issues, you're going to have the problems.
Doctor, and then this question probably. Well, first of all, I'm sorry I should have said this early on. If there's anything the Missouri Chamber of Commerce can do to help you in St. Louis, anywhere in the city that we go, because this is not just a urban problem, it's also a rural problem. It's also in anywhere right now, because unfortunately, the young kids in Missouri, I can speak for, have access to guns like never before. I mean, when you got an 18-year-old now, you can legally carry a gun. You can buy a gun. Just don't carry a gun. You have to ask the question, how can an 18-year-old these guns are not cheap, by the way. You can go to a store and buy a gun at 18 years of age. And then buy bullets to go into the gun at 18 years of age. So, I mean, so really, at some point, the parents must be giving them the money to do that. Otherwise, how would they do that?
Well, I think guns have been accessible for forever. People have them, but I think now you see it more now than any time, because in Missouri, they have the right to carry, and they get guns from their peers, from their mothers, from their wherever.
Their brothers.
But until we go back to teaching our kids, watching our kids, making sure that when they leave the home, who they're going with, it's all back. I put everything back on the home. Everything started in my house, started in your house, I'm quite sure. And until we get those homes right, until we help those single parents do what they need to do, until we talk to kids, mentor a kid up, let them know the consequences of their actions. For every action, there's a consequence.
Oh, yes.
And we know how that is in our community. And having the guns and what guns do, what the person does behind the gun. So, right. Yeah, guns don't do anything. It takes the person behind the gun to do the damage. So I think those are all things that we need to look at as a community. How you get them off the street. First of all, you have to tell them whether it's not good to have them and why, and then the consequences of having the gun. And there are consequences. We know that.
Doctor, one of the things that as we see in our generations, with the peer pressure that the young people have is about, you mentioned the word relationship, and that's something that's not given enough time to explain that nothing in the world in your life can take place without somebody here for you, here for somebody else. You gotta learn how to get along to be able to go along. You gotta learn how to go to somebody and ask for somebody. And like one of the problems that most time we have is that people who are being bullied nowadays, they go get a gun and they do the wrong thing. And so we have to be more cautious, and the kids have to be more cautious, because now in some cases you got kids shooting their parents. I mean, it's like a cycle. Let me go back a little bit. When you was a police officer, guarantee you, when you was on dealing with homicides and murders in those days, that there was a time then that the juveniles would be in juvenile places, and they have juvenile cases. But now you probably got more young people doing adult crimes than ever before. And so now, that's off your heart, because if they go to jail, they come out harder than they were before they went to jail.
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, if you just tune in, it's a special show that we will rebroadcast this next Saturday at the same time. That's from 5 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we have both for adults, with a person who's been involved person in St. Louis. Then we have a young lady that is the mother of 4 children, and she has all type of experience. And what we want to do, and I'm glad they brought out that education didn't start in the schools; it starts at home. That's where a lot of people are happy the school starts, because they figure the school will raise their kids. And this is an untruth. So we need to get you and everybody involved. And people, I don't know if we have Teller Marshall.
Well, let me try again. I'm sorry, but I got conversation about that.
Got fired up. I understand that. Well, Miss Dr. Adams, you've been around. You be telling people that he's up there talking about your age. You've been involved in this for quite some time. You're hard and you actually experience it. You have children of your own. You have grandkids, and you face a real thing about being in the law enforcement field. And a lot of people should take advantage. We talked about combat was funded with our tax dollars, but we need to get you, each and every one of you, involved. And if you want to get involved, we're going to repeat who is listening to this show and how they can connect, and how they might text in questions they might have, or how they might want to start their program. So do we have Ms. Marshall on yet? Evidently not. So let's go ahead and proceed. Dr. Adams, you've been doing this, and you've been around the law enforcement field for quite some time, and you have personal experience, and the people with behavioral problems and things like that. And now we also realize that a lot of this stems from mental health. Good. Hello?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All right.
No, Miss Marshall.
Marshall on yet?
No, Miss Marshall's out here.
Okay. We're just going to proceed. The show must go on. Go ahead, Dr. Adams.
Well, one of the things I want to mention that we had discussed, we talked about places that children should go, and you mentioned that when they are in the system, that they come back and they're twice worse than what they were when they came out, than when they went in, because we know the indoctrination that goes on in those places. But one of the things that I think would be a good idea, depending on your city, are boot camps. Boot camps give the kids a different perspective. They're learning a skill. They're in an area that's confined, even though it is confined. But I think boot camps work. Boot camps do work, and I'd like to see more of those. I don't know too many of them around in Kansas City area. I don't think there's any. But I think boot camps are a good concept. Anything in St. Louis, I don't know.
No. Matter of fact, Dr. Taylor, one of the groups, okay, here in St. Louis, we have a lot of churches like you do in Kansas City. Have you been able to do any, give any seminars, like any lectures, like pastors involved? They can kind of know what their congregations, finally trying to get them involved with this. I know a lot of, we talk about church kids, and sometimes church kids can be some very good kids. And they got to be one of the people. If I was doing recruiting, I would look at some pastors and see how they can, help recruit for your programs also. So you try that so far and get young people.
That's a great idea. Yes, that's a great idea.
Because I think one of the things like now, the more people know about who you are, what you are doing, and I think, greater time just to create the things, different things. So I think the standard way of recruiting, going about trying to reach out to our young people, we got to try some different things of doing that. And that's why I made the idea to you that you can use this program, that you can make copies of this program just by sending it to all your students so that
know more about the youth court, our vision for the Kansas City Youth Court is to provide an intervention that positively impacts youth so that they can discontinue their unlawful act or at-risk behavior, become positive and successful members of the community. That is our vision. But one of the things I want to say, and I want to give the address, we operate out of UMKC School of Law, which is at 5252nd and Oak Street, and we're on the ground floor. The phone number is 816-235-1663. I'll repeat that, 816-235-1663. I believe that's our office number. And they can call, and if someone's not there, we'll happily return your call. If you're interested in wanting to be a part of the Kansas City Youth Court, we'd love to have you. Students from 12 to 17 years old are invited, 12 to 19 years old are invited to come and be a part of our youth court.
Dr. Adams, right now, a lot of cities, whether in St. Louis, we have a lot of different boys and girls clubs, and they have summer camps. Okay, have you tried we reach out to those some of those summer camps? You know, the coordinators, make them aware of what you're doing, and possibly kind of incorporate one of your some of your classes. You know, to take place. You know, doing summer camp.
We are in the process of annual recruitment, which is a legal training. We are in the process of doing that. Not only do we go to the schools, but organizations. Wherever there are kids, we go.
Okay.
And I think those are excellent ideas that you're throwing out. I agree.
Well, again, I think right now, okay, it's all hands on deck. Okay, and I say that because right now, you know, our young people need to hear that there are positive things to do, and there are people who are willing to help them.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think one thing about our kids, we can all agree that once we show them the right way to go, you know, I think the Bible teaches us that they will do the right thing, and will tell their peers, I don't know about doing that right there. I wouldn't do that, okay? But once you
yes, that's what the peers. Yes, another kid can tell another kid something probably that they would listen to over you and I saying. The kids tell that's what this program is all about, peer to peer. You're judged by your peers, and your peers are going to talk to you about what you've done. Your peers are going to do the sentencing. Your peers are going to tell you, man, what were you thinking when you did that? Don't you know that if you touch that stove, you'll get burned? Man, don't you know you can't go do that? So when you hear it from your peers, we think that strategy is better probably 75-80% of the time than sometimes you telling them or I'm telling them.
I know that we got two distinguished people hosts on there talking about the youth crime, and not only singing out Kansas City, but
trouble, they come to assignment, okay, to work with them. And I'm quite sure I'm gonna pass this on to her and your number also, if you don't mind.
Yes.
To see, if you guys can talk and once you can, it's like a seed. Once we can plant this seed someplace here, and I also know that Judge Peterson is always, with St. Louis, programs over here all the time. And I would be surprised if we didn't have a program similar to this in St. Louis, okay? But if we do, I think we need to kind of publicize it more now, especially now, because we definitely need help here in St. Louis, to get to our peers and let them know that that this is something that can work. Because again, we all know, we say it over and over again, kids help kids, because kids gonna tell other kids what you did. I mean, they're gonna, good or bad, okay, they're gonna, the kids don't mind snitching you out, okay? This is the problem we have problem with adults telling the truth. And it's not snitching, okay? It's called constructive criticism, constructive help for somebody. I think we need to do away with the word snitching, because we're going to replace that.
I agree.
I mean, just a connotation of, that just doesn't come across, okay? If you need help, I know here in St. Louis, I'm quite sure in Kansas City, we have a program called, when you call in a crime, okay, there's a reward, for information you to a client.
Yes, we have that as well.
Yes, and it's not snitching, okay? Those programs work, okay? All they doing there is trying to help the community. I call it community policing myself.
I agree.
You guys in the community as a policeman. One of the worst things I've seen that took place years ago, and all became across about renovation, technology, that there was a time that policemen rode around and they had the windows down in their cars, and they could hear what was going on. Now, you see the car you see right now, the windows are up. And it's hot, so it's sit there right now. But I think that in the days when the policemen didn't have air conditioning and they could hear what's going on as you drove through the community, that made a lot of difference, okay? In terms of them being able to hear something, and just be. I think one of the things that to me makes a lot of difference is being on the spot. That's when you're not supposed to be on the spot. Spontaneity is always something that works, okay? When somebody says, "Hey, what you doing over there?" Why are you doing that? And you be surprised how effective that would be with a person. Normally, if they do something wrong, they're gonna run, which is kind of guilt in most cases. But or they're scared in most cases. And that's another thing, okay? We gotta teach our kids. I know we got programs here in St. Louis, and Ferguson, with police officers go out and play basketball with the young people, and stuff like that, and do things, and I think the program you got in Kansas City, the Fishing Derby that Candy and Wayne Hubbard does, around the country, we had here in St. Louis, we had the Derby. We got one coming up sometime soon. But this there where the kids can sit around the lake and get a chance to talk to each other, and they got a common thing to talk about fishing. And as long as you can kind of create something, okay, where they can just get together, and just have a conversation. And fishing is a peaceful thing to do. That you sit there, you talk to each other. And I don't think nowadays we have enough events create a situation where kids can just talk, or be able to talk to each other.
Communication, that's key.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Let me add this. We mentioned about the fishing derby. As Candy Price and Wayne Hubbard, they go all over the country where they get with the people of conservation departments and they stop these ponds or lakes
see, one of the questions that people always ask, what is your listening audience? Well, the fact that we get heard on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch live, and most times, those programs, like in my case, I have Dish TV. Well, they have YouTube on there. So this and our programs are being passed on to other people more than one time. And so our numbers continue to grow because it's being heard around the world. This is internet radio you want. Anywhere there's internet TV or radio, what I'm going to do with Dr. Adams after this conversation with us, I'm covering this program where she can send other kids and other peers, either some of our mentors that she have in our program, so they can pass it on to other people. And so MC, our numbers continue to grow every week. Like last week we did a program, my radio program, we did a fundraising program for Dr. Bishop Wooten here in St. Louis, who's the second presiding bishop in the country of Church of Christ. And what they did, they called all their church members around the world, to listen to the program. Well, they ain't trying to pass on other people. Like they're just showing them, see, they're passed on to person to person to person. They pass on some good news. That's how, that's how it grows.
Before we close, may I just reiterate what the program is about? Because we've talked about a lot today.
Oh my God, yes we have.
So the purpose of the intervention program is to prevent young juveniles from continuing to engage in unlawful behavior. The Kansas City Youth Court uses a restorative justice model that allows young offenders to accept responsibility. That's what the restorative justice model is about.
Dr. Allen, you mentioned restorative justice. What is restorative justice?
Restorative justice is a model that we use to restore the person back to whole. So when we talk about that model, it's a program where the student or the person that's done the offense is responsible. They accept that responsibility for their choices. They make amends to the victim and develop some kind of strategy to avoid criminal and antisocial behavior and school suspension in the future. Youth attorneys who are at the age of 12 to 18 are trained by licensed attorneys and judges in the areas of law and the legal justice system to adjudicate these cases, the youth offenders that they're charged with. They assist the young offender with understanding legal consequences and the effects of criminal conduct on themselves and others. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what the program is about. That's what we do.
Well, I want to commend you for the program, and I heard about it through Judge Peterson. Sometimes she does my program.
Judge Peterson and her board and attorney Holloman Hughes, these are the lifeblood of the program. Judge Peterson is the president of the board, and she is the lifeblood of this program. She keeps it running. And they're dedicated to every aspect of this program.
Folks, I hate to say it, but it's 5 more minutes.
Thank you, sir. What I'd like to add, in our Minority Media Association, we have a group called Minority Youth Majoring in Communication. And what I'm hung up on the word component, where we get some people involved and have that as a part of the Marmite group, where the people exchange, even building potential co-host type situation on radio, and then writing articles, but like writing letters to the editor. We can do this consistently, and this is just not a cultural thing. This is for all people. If we can get that, and I'll give you my number, which is 816-822-8866 or 816-469-2273, which we're speaking on that today. And my name is MC Richardson. I'm the, I guess, the founder, the chairman, and what have you. But we want to reach out to the people. And like I said, this show will be repeated next Saturday. So
the law that we used to have a thing called Beggars Court, where people went to jail and they was kept in jail because they had to pay fines for not being able to pay the fine. Well, those laws were changed by Mr. Brown and a whole lot of other laws. And one of the things that speak us in USA, hottopic.com, we started at the church right where most of the Lord's meeting took place with Dr. Pearson. And from there, we've been on there, our show on there 8 years now. Thanks to this, I don't want to become a tradition, with our general manager and bottom Washington engineer also. Thank you for that time.
Thank you, Brother Ira.
Go ahead, Mr. Al.
I was just thanking Brother Ira for the nice words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, you do a lot, okay, on Saturdays, okay, you take the time for my show 3 hours, or 2 hours on Saturday afternoons, and the time you put in between, okay, making sure that all the equipment works on time, where it's supposed to be, and then distribute to all around the world. That's a lot of stuff to take place. I know I take all that about order from all our members around the world.
Okay, Dr. I know this show is getting ready to end, but call me on that same number. That's 694-2273, so we can further talk and set up some things that will make it into reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, you listen. Go ahead, Dr. Evans. You have the last word. Go ahead.
Oh, I just hope everyone enjoyed what we said. I think it's great information, and please join us at the Kansas City Youth Court.
Well, you listen to Yes, it's coming to Kansas City host, Mr. M.C. Richardson, the founder and CEO of the United Northern Media Association. We're celebrating 50 years, which is the oldest media association in that country. And you listen on Freedom at USA.com with our engineer and owner. I don't want to thank you for joining us. Richard, thanks for another great program. My name is Aaron Folks, director of Government. We also have